Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Shaky, 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 shaky. Okay, got a beer here from the Surly Brewing Company. Picked it up over in Tunkhannock, over at the Wyoming County beverage area. Went up there from yeast for some home brewing supplies, that kind of stuff. Didn't really pan out that way, but they had some pretty interesting beers. 2021 Barrel Aged Darkness from Surly. And it was only like $23. I probably should have bought every damn bottle they had. Let's be honest. But since I've never had darkness, I figured let's play it safe, give it a go. If you have to, if something impels you and drives you, you know where the hell it is, take a drive up. So there we go. Let's check it out. And they had maybe 3-4 bottles up there. So anywho, let's get into this one. We had such a great day. Went up to Dew Shore, did the wine. There was a wine and distillery thing out there with chocolate and fudge and brownies and all that stuff. Did that. Drove around, hit a bunch of stuff. So got books, got beer, got booze, got brownies, got bee, and it's probably some other bee things as well. So there we go. But I'm gonna pour it right in here. Label out, folks, and then I'll tell you about the beer. So label out. Listen to some blood ritual right now, like you do. Pour that one, and then pour this one. And then Noble Stein glass from Indiana, Pennsylvania. Trying to make it as PA Brew News as possible. So there you go. Pour that out. Let that breathe for a little bit. We'll read about the beer, shall we? Surly Brewing Company, 2021. Original art by Barbara Gutman. The Russian Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. So it is bourbon barrels, 12% alcohol by the volume. And brewed and bottled by Surly Brewing Company, Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. So there we go. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Independent. And cheers to Eric from B&E Beer Reviews. He is from Duluth area, so cheers to you. I know you're not really happy about all the shit Minnesota does, but you know what I mean? Hey, you live there, so cheers. There it is. So, to put that there, I know it's a little out of the way. Hope it doesn't fall. Might just say, screw this, because I don't want this to fall, since it doesn't sit in there very well. Yeah, we'll do this instead. Safer. There you go. Safer's always better. I've not been very, I've been kind of klutzy today, so rather not make a mess. Are we ready now? Have I screwed around enough? Good. All right, so now this is breathe a little, had the time to breathe. It has a little bit of a ring, a little bit darker than khaki colored head right now. Alcohol legs sticking from that 12% as to be expected. Wow. Sheets of alcohol, blankets, a whole comforter set. I'm ready to get nestled up and just fall asleep in this bitch. So let's get an aroma. Cheers. Caramel, peppery bourbon, but I'm getting a little bit of something that reminds me almost of a sour mash kind of a tonality too. A little bit of a tart cherry mixing in the background as well. Let's see. Up to the light. And just the faintest fingernail of a rind of a caramel hue at the pinnacle of the glass. Pretty much that's it. I get a little bit of a sour mash kind of quality to this one that I've had in some of whiskeys, not more so bourbons, but whiskeys, where you get just a soft nuance of that woody tannic note, a little bit of vanilla. You get a little bit of that caramel peppery bourbon, but underneath that is just a twinge of a little bit of a cherry as well, sour cherry kind of vibe going on. It doesn't smell bad at all. A little bit of baker's chocolate. As a Russian Imperial Stout, dark fruit should be a mainstay as well. Overly hot for the czars. A little bit of dark fruit coming through there, so that's what I am expecting. And so far, I am getting a little bit of that cherry component that I talked about. So let's get into it. Cheers. It's a bit thin. It's a bit thin. Low side of a full body. approaching that medium side, high side of a medium. Right in there. There's a little bit of a medium, a mid part of this body that rises up and then kind of goes back down. A little oiliness wafting around the palate. Very easy drinking for 12%. Went down like a dream. Only the slightest little pepperiness and burning, just a little bit, not much at all. Very approachable, surprisingly. And with it being 2021, after a year, I figured it would have died down a little bit with that booze quality, at least a little bit. And it seemed to. Because it is a lot more approachable than a nice big fresh barrel. Okay, a little bit of dark chocolate, a little bit of baker's chocolate, wafting around the palate. A little bit of walnut husk, burnt caramel, baker's chocolate, I said that already. Char smoke, a little roasty toasty, very bit of it. A little bit of something that reminds me of a cigar smoke. Just a hint of that. A little unburnt tobacco kind of quality. So a little bit wafting through the palate. Still getting a line of a soft, like tart cherry quality wafting through the palate. That little bit of a sour mash that I told you about. There is still a line of that wafting through, mixing in with the caramel peppery bourbon. Breathing really nice. A little bit of a soft char, floral tone, minerality wafting through as I breathe. It's a good beer though. About 24 bucks for the bottle. For something barrel aged that I can't ever find, it's the first time I've ever had it. I've been wanting to try these for years upon years upon years, any kind of variant. So 24 bucks is well into a good price range for me to try this. Very excited. It is a good beer. It is something that is not blowing my doors off, not knocking my socks off. I just had Parabola, and the Parabola is really great. Very good beer. The Parabola, to me, taste compound wise and things like that, mixing the body is a bit thin on the Parabola, more so that high side of a medium, more so that. This one's kicking that up a little bit on the body. Overall cohesiveness and nuances and those kind of things, I think the Parabola still shines through a little bit comparing to bourbon barrel aged beers from 2021. Right there, haha. This is still a fine beer. There's no reason to rate it low, and I'm not going to, because it is a great beer. It's something that I wouldn't go out of my way to find again, but I'd be extremely happy if I did see another vintage of this to try. Again, very drinkable. It's got a nice firm dark chocolate base, and then the baker's chocolate's on top of that. You get a touch of milk, but very light. I was hoping to get more raisins and stuff out of this, being that it's a Russian Imperial Stout, and I'm not. The only dark fruit that I'm really pulling out of this in spades is that little bit of cherry tonality. So that is a little bit of a shame. Maybe if this sat a little bit longer too, things would start happening. Those esters, those alcohols and stuff, attenuating oils would be giving more dark fruit in the future. But it would cut down a little bit of the sweetness. And there is a little bit of residual sweetness in there that I do find very decadent and enjoyable. Yeah, but if I was getting more burnt sugars, toffee, a little bit more raisin, fig kind of component coming out of this, this would be a big boy. This would be a high rater, you know what I mean? I'm not getting that, but what is in here is an extremely nice Imperial Stout. And the barrel is nice. It is got a little bit of something in there. I don't know if that's just something going on in this particular bottle, or if that's what they were going for, with that little sour mash kind of vibe. But I'm still going to give this a 9 out of 10 because it is a very good beer. Really happy to find it. And sometimes that's when we don't just, some people just drink beer. Some people review beer. I'm more trying to be on the review side of things. Get it out of its comfort zone, see what's actually going on. But even if you're just reviewing a beer, you can get into that, I'm so excited to do this. I'm really happy I'm doing this. I really like, you know what I mean? Those kind of things. And I'm, Peter and I, for sure, have been known to do that. but clueless drinker. Uh, this is a big Imperial Stout. Hides its ABV well. Very drinkable. Lacking on the dark fruits. Could use a little bit more body for me. Sour mash, give or take. And what else? There was something else I was going to say about the beer. Price point was okay. And I was really happy to try it. So there you go. I'm still going to throw it in the 9 out of 10 region. This has been Paul for PABrewNews, man. Cheers. Have a good one. Watch that finger. Here it comes. Whoop, whoop. Bye-bye.